Okay. Well, welcome to the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today I have Chef Justin Pioche with me, chef and owner of Pioche Food Group. So I'm really excited to hear his story and thanks for joining us, Justin. If I could have you introduce yourself and then we'll just get into the conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. Justin Pioche Yanishe. Ashihinish Limpit Ani Bashing Bilagana Deshache Torchini Dashanella. My name is Justin Pioche. I'm a Salt Clan Navajo born for the Folded Arms people. I am chef, owner, co-owner of Pioche Food Group, and happy to be here.
Thank you. I think my first question that I want to ask you is what got you started with your business? Did you start cooking first? Did you just walk me through the journey of starting Pioche Food Group?
So Pioche Food Group started in 2020 officially is when we started our LLC. But before then, I did a lot of catering while I was a youngster, and first started cooking when I was around 7 years old, and ish. So I have a little brother and a little sister. My sister didn't come until I was 10 years old, but I remember my brother and my sister would get hungry, and my mom and dad wouldn't be home sometimes because they would work, of course. And so out of necessity, started cooking for them, made a hamburger helper and mac and cheese and stuff like that from a box. And then eventually, I started growing my palate a bit and started reading cookbooks, and I remember my mom having a couple little stacks of books in the corner, and so I dug through those. Um, just started playing around with some of the recipes, and I remember making one really good meal for my mom and my auntie. It was a lemongrass chicken with mashed potatoes, and they were like, "Wow, this is really, really good." So I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm pretty good at this." Kept going and made a lot of really bad food, but ended up joining a restaurant called Francisca's out here in Farmington, New Mexico, and the woman there, her name is Melan Chando, and she was really hard. She taught me well, but mostly she got me my chops in the kitchen, so to speak. And she's been a huge supporter of mine and still a supporter of mine to this day. And after that, I moved out of the house, went to Phoenix, and joined the Arizona Culinary Institute, graduated from there, and just kept going. Worked in some really busy, amazing restaurants, and been blessed to travel the world and learn from some of the best chefs on the planet. And so that's basically how cooking kind of started. But I do remember one story in particular that I tell everybody is my grandma, my mom's mom. She actually, both of my grandmas had a pretty green thumb, but in particular my mom's mom, she would always have a garden growing of some sort, and while we would stay with her, my siblings and I would not be forced, but we were encouraged to help forage some of the plants off of her little plantation area. And one day she made everybody was hungry, so she took peas from her garden and made split pea soup. Not traditional Navajo food, but still fresh garden vegetables. And she made frybread with it, and just the combination of everything together really changed my viewpoint on food. And so the umami of the peas, the savoriness, the hot, salty, crunchy fried bread, and the sweetness from the peas all balanced out together. And my mind was blown. I was just like, wow, this is really good food. And so that was what really sparked my interest and love for food in the first place.
So you started cooking and kind of your journey with food at a really young age, like you mentioned, when you're like 10 years old, hamburger
Mhm.
helper, and then evolved from there. Did you
Yep.
ever think that you would be the owner of a restaurant and of a food group, like of your own thing, or did you plan on just working at restaurants? I guess my question is, did you ever think you'd be starting your own business? And how did that kind of come about?
Well, at the very beginning, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It was just out of necessity, and I believe it's a true life skill to learn, kind of like changing your oil, rotating your tires, sort of a thing. But it's a little more important because we need food to eat, and so that wasn't the plan at first, but I've been blessed to keep pushing on this journey, and so um, later on in my career, it it really I just started falling in love with food, and once I started farming, then the whole love for food came full circle because now I'm not only just ordering food or purchasing food, I'm able to plant it, know which seasons to plant and when to harvest, and all the above. I know a good amount of the ins and outs of water rights and land rights and native rights as well. And so that's what we do on the farm that we help out with in Ninanzad. And so I may not own a brick and mortar just yet, but that was for right now. It's for a reason because we have so much freedom to travel, pick up and go whenever we need. My sister and I, like we don't have any real commitments. So like we're not married, we don't have kids or anything like that. So and even my mom doesn't have grandkids to take care of. I mean, God bless her, she wants some, but she understands that we really are trying to put our best foot forward with Pioche Food Group, and we've been blessed to um, know a lot of really great people and learn from great people on like they're kind of helping us see the other side of owning a business, which is to say a brick and mortar. Um, a lot of them envy us because they say that, oh man, it must be nice to just pick up and go. And we're like, yes, it's fun, yeah, but it would be kind of cool to have a brick and mortar, but it's not in the cards just yet. We're just waiting for God's opening to let us know when that time is, and make sure that we're ready within ourselves, and because it's a big commitment. So I can hope that covers your question. I went a little off, but
Yeah, no, I think my only follow-up question would be kind of what led to starting your business and what are your future goals for the business? Because you kind of mentioned um, thinking about maybe a brick and mortar eventually, but that's not what you guys are doing right now. So can you just explain, I guess, what is your business model right now? What is your business? And then what are your future goals for your business?
okay. So Pioche Food Group is a food service business. We're based out of Fruitland, New Mexico. It's about I don't know 5 miles west of the Farmington border, or actually three. I'm sorry, and we are on the Navajo Nation reservation, actually, so it's pretty cool in its own sense. But anyway, Pioche Food Group is a food service, and we do a lot of catering. We do private dining, so we go into people's homes and we cook for them. We have a multi-course dining experience called Lorene, where we are able to highlight Navajo foods in a more modern, upscale setting. So we'll play with liquid nitrogen, spherification, a lot of different modern techniques. And we don't do 100% Navajo food on that menu all the time, but that's mostly because we like to eat as well. And so expressing what we would love to eat in a place like Farmington, New Mexico really makes sense to us. So along with all those three entities, we also have a food trailer that we vend out of. We're actually going to be at Riverfest this weekend. Um, I do a lot of public speaking as well. And then also we work on a nonprofit educational farm called Navajo Ethno Agriculture, which is based out in Ninaja, New Mexico, right down the road from us. And we get to teach students about food from beginning to end, from planting seeds to harvesting, watering, even all the way to preserving seeds and sieving seeds and all the above. And I get to teach the students about water rights, land rights, native rights, and food rights, and all the above. So it's a really it's really busy right now. We have a lot of our hands in different pots, I guess you can say. So it definitely keeps us busy and on our toes, but that's Pioche Food Group in itself. Future plans, I really want to start taking Pioche Food Group on the road. So we're working on hopefully establishing a few cities around the United States to where we can host Lorene in different parts of the country. So like San Francisco, I'm thinking Los Angeles, Chicago, Minneapolis, New York, um, just different places where we're able to express ourselves in a bigger audience. And so that's kind of my next goal, or actually our next goal. And we have opportunities, doors are opening up for that as well. So we just need to see that through. But I guess to be on a real level, like we really would love to just um, create a tighter knit circle and also a more lucrative business. Um, we have a lot to learn, but we're still just pushing forward. There's only three of us, and with God, we can do anything that we put our heads and minds to. So those are the main big goals right now. I feel thus far. You might see us on another TV show sometime soon, so you never know.
To be continued or to
Yeah.
TBD. I
Yep.
think kind of on that note, I do want to ask questions about your experience on Chopped. But before we get into that, I want to ask, as far as like starting the business, being an entrepreneur, what are some like challenges that you've been facing when it comes to starting and growing your business, and how have you maybe overcome those challenges, or how are you working to overcome them?
Ooh, good question. Well, not knowing a lot or anything about owning our own business first and foremost is a challenge in itself, and jumping in head first, it was a big eye-opening experience to just leap, I guess you can say. And the biggest challenge was not having a whole lot of capital. And a lot of our friends that we talk to who own businesses say that that's one of the biggest things you need to focus on, is having that money to start backing yourself, to protect yourself, to hire people, and all the above. So that's one of the biggest challenges. And another challenge was when we started Pioche Food Group officially as an LLC, it was during COVID season. So it wasn't ideal, but we still powered through, and we changed our focus from making money during that time to helping others who had a business. So um, like our friends who own a restaurant out here, they had three kids and a business to run. They were worried about how they were going to pay their rent, and so we were like, well, why don't we put both of our names together, host these to-go food dinners that are being going around the United States. And it popped off really well. Like a lot of people loved it, and so that was that was it was cool for us because we felt like we were giving back. We've been blessed to have so many opportunities placed at us. And so yeah, what did I just say? Capital is one of the biggest things. And just finding people to who want to work and who aren't scared of hard work is another big challenge in itself, because there's a lot of students who that I talk to who want to be on the Food Network and all this stuff like that. And they think that that one show is going to make you a chef and you're going to be super popular and everything is going to be handed to you, but it's really, this business is tough. It's a tough business to be in. You got to have really tough skin, because a lot of people are gonna not like your food or have their opinions about it. But you also just got to keep pushing forward with your goals um, in line and ready to just keep powering through. Um, I think that those would be the biggest opportunities, but we're learning as we go, like I said, and it's just nice that I get to work with my two of my favorite people on the planet, my mom and my sister, and they keep me in line, they keep me on schedule, and we all work really, really hard for what we have. A lot of people ask me like, "So what's it like being famous?" I'm like, "I'm not famous. I just work a lot."
That's awesome. Kind of on that note, I mean, you mentioned you really like working with two of your favorite people, your mom and your sister. Are there any other ways that entrepreneurship has impacted your life, your community, um, in good ways and bad ways? Like, I'd love to hear your experience with entrepreneurship. It sounds like you guys are doing a lot for your community and you have this really holistic approach where you're kind of like teaching other young people about the food system, like you mentioned, water rights, land rights, taking it from farm to table. Um, I'd just love to hear your perspective on how entrepreneurship has impacted yourself as well as your community.
Well, entrepreneurship definitely has tested me, not only as a chef but also as a person, a leader, but also finding that balance between being the boss, being a brother, and also a son all at the same time. Um, it's, I mean, how do I say this? So, if I didn't love what I did, definitely would not be where I'm at right now. I've been blessed to have a love for food and love teaching and love interacting with people, and so that's definitely a challenge. But also being able to be in a place right now to show support for a community that has shown me support and helping make them proud as well, because like a lot of people come up to me and they're like, "We're so proud of you, keep pushing forward, keep going." And I mean, I feel that love, and so it helps me keep pushing forward and keep trying harder, go faster, work harder. But also finding that balance is very, very important as well. Um, with like on the Spider-Man movies, you know what I mean? With great power comes great responsibility, but that's also for myself as well, because I can work 16-hour days still, but I can only do it for so long. I need to find that balance between working hard, but also making sure that I'm rested well enough and taking care of myself diet wise, sleep wise, time for myself. Those are really, really important things that I've been learning to try to um, take a step back and breathe. And so I think yesterday was one of my first real days off in a very long time, and it was much needed. my sister, my mom, and I, we all just hung out. We actually went to a movie, and that was really, really cool because like we haven't done that together in forever. And we did our best to not talk about business whatsoever. We said, let's just take this day because Sunday is the Sabbath day, of course. And that was also a big part of our business model is that we do our best to try not to work on Sunday, but that's also creating raison, finding the good and the balance between everything. And so I think that was the biggest challenge is just finding balance.
I bet it's hard not talking about the business when the three of you are together. Is
Yep.
that true?
Yeah, we live, play, and eat and travel together, work together. So we're like, oh, I had this idea for this, and that we're like, we said no business today, and but it also keeps us just moving forward at the same time because we all have our own ideas, we all have our own expressions, we all have our own input, and we all equally put in the time and the effort to make sure that Pioche Food Group is the best business model that we can push forward right now. And we're still learning, like I keep saying, but we really I feel that we're at a place where we're at the same level, we're at the same goal line, and it's really a team effort these days.
Do you feel like you've been able to receive support for starting your business, like from organizations in your community? And if so, what support have you received?
Mm. Word of mouth and friends and family, yes. State-wise, not so much. Navajo Nation, definitely not. Um, that's a little touchy subject to get into right now. But I can say that the community has definitely supported us more than anything. And a lot of our business is word of mouth. We're like, oh, my friend had your food at this place, or my friend had your food at this place, and they recommended you guys. And so that and social media as well has really been a big help for us. And of course, we wouldn't be here without God. God's the one who's opening all these doors for us and placing them at our doorstep and telling us which window to crawl through and which ones to stay away from. But for the most part, it's just been my mom, my sister, and I'm pushing forward, learning as much as we can. Um, Not afraid to jump whenever an opportunity comes, and we're at a point now where we're blessed to say no to some things, and we don't have to say yes every single time. As much as we'd like to, there's still only three of us, and we try to make sure that we don't put ourselves into the ground before we're able to reap the benefits.
If there was like a magic button that you could press to receive like the type of support that you need, what would that support look like?
Mm,
Like, what are your needs, I guess, as a entrepreneur?
that's a really good question. Huh? Maybe like an accountant. um, yeah, that would help a lot. But you're talking about like more just
Any type of
like a
support, I guess, just in your current experience, like if you need, what do you really need that you wish you could just like press a button and like that would give you whatever you would need to help move your business forward and make it easier for you?
probably capital money for
That's
sure.
always the big one.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if there was a button to where we could clone ourselves and have like 10 each of us, then we'd be like a really big powerhouse. But definitely capital money makes the world go round. Maybe the root of all evil, but it does get us where we need to be. Because then we can hire accountants, we can hire publicists, we can hire lawyers, we can hire all the above. And So definitely capital.
Kind of shifting gears in the conversation, I would love to hear about your experience on the Food Network's Chopped. What was that like? How did you even get into it? Can you just tell us more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So Food Network's been banging on my door for quite some time now, and I said no
Oh,
to
so they
probably
came
10.
to you. That's awesome.
Yeah, probably I've said no 10 times to different shows. Um, so an example, one show in particular, they wanted my sister and I to create a rivalry between each other. Like the show was supposed to be called Grudge Match or something like that, and they wanted Tia and I to create like a feud between each other, and then Tia's coming back to get her revenge at me for putting her through this and that, or I had some sort of grudge against her for this and that. And I told them, no, that's not what we do here at Pioche Food Group. We're a business meant to uplift our community and ourselves. And I'm not going to put her, my sister, on any level like that whatsoever, because that's my right hand, first and foremost, and my best friend. So I said no to shows like that. And I've never wanted to be that one chef who was on that show, or he was famous for being on that one show that one time, whether he won or lost. And so that's why I said no. And I didn't really have like a voice. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted my my face to be recognized for. And so now I'm at a place where there is a goal, there is a mission, and first and foremost is to uplift people, our communities, and I really want to help get our native peoples out of this crabs in a barrel mentality, because that's very, very toxic, and it's not what our ancestors would want us to be. We were all, whatever tribe you are from, I'm pretty sure that none of them were meant to pull each other down in any way. We were all community. We worked together, and so it, yeah. So anyway, I'm getting going off on the rail, but when Food Network came to me for this show in particular, and they said that it's going to be an indigenous dais full of competitors from around the country, I immediately said, yeah, I'll do that one. And lo and behold, it was a bunch of my buddies that were on the show, so it was pretty fun. One thing that I wish that they showed was all of us getting together in a huddle before anything started, and we all said together, whether we win or lose, like we all got to make sure that all of us are staying friends after this, because we got to be that voice. We got to be the people that our our youth can look up to, our moms and dads can admire, and also people that our ancestors would be proud of. But of course, that didn't make it on TV. But it is what it is. I know that I still talk to all of them to this day. They're all really great friends, and it was a great opportunity. And so sorry about that. Um, so I said yes to it, and it was a good experience. I was really tired throughout the whole shooting process. We were doing back-to-back caterings up to the day I left, and flew in really late. Laid there for maybe an hour and a half or two, and I couldn't sleep. Not because I was nervous; I was more just anxious. And I didn't want to be late, because if I was late, then they already had a chef on standby who was ready to jump in and take my spot, or anybody's spot. So if you didn't show up or you were super late, then you weren't on the show. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't late whatsoever. We started filming around 6:30 in the morning, I think, and then we didn't end until like 10:30 at night or something like that. So it was a long day, and it was just fun. I've done competitions before many times, and it was a bigger platform, of course, but I had fun. I tried to make the best out of it, and regardless of being tired, it was still a good experience.
That's awesome. Um, I love that you guys got together and like kind of had that camaraderie with one another. I wish they would have showed that on the show, but at least we can share that with other people.
Yeah.
Um, as far as we already talked about your future goals, but if there's anyone listening who's maybe they're a chef or maybe they're a different type of entrepreneur wanting to start their own business. Maybe it's not a food business. What is one piece of advice that you would give to them?
Just do it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. I mean, you're going to fail more times than you succeed, but that's a part of growing, and that's a part of business 101 is don't be afraid to fail. Fail. If you don't try, I mean, that's a failure in itself, because you never know what could have happened, and you never want to be that one person or the one of many people who could have been great had they just put their best foot forward and tried. I mean, just try. Um, Go ask these questions. My mom always says the least they can, the worst thing that they can do is say no. On to the next one. You know what I mean? So definitely one piece of advice is just try, just freaking try, and just do it.
Is there anything else that you would like to share while we're on here that maybe we didn't touch on?
Just God is good, of course, but Native people are here still. We're not going anywhere. They tried to rid us off of the world many times, but I mean, we're still going to keep pushing forward. And I'm definitely proud to be a part of the conversation at hand, and also now being able to help inspire students and people around the world to just be a light in the darkness.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and your story. And if people listening want to check you out, where can they find you? How can they get in touch? Is your website, Instagram? How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so our website we're revamping right now, but best way to get a hold of us is through our email. It's Pioche Food Group at gmail.com, but we also have social media, Instagram, Facebook, and now a TikTok as well. And Pioche Food Group is the name for Instagram and also Facebook. And we all have our own personal little accounts on there, but for definitely keeping up with us, Pioche Food Group.
Awesome.
Um,
I'll
yeah,
link all of that in the description.
cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. It was really good talking with you.
Yeah, you as well. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.